Hello, everybody. This is MoveEasy Yoga with Via and the rest of the tribe. Kathy's our model. Today is May 29, 2021. We're going to start in the ordinary fashion, just lying on your back, supine, knees bent, feet on the floor, or you could put your feet up, bent knees up on a couch or a chair. Just taking the time to notice and appreciate where you are. Watching your breath. Your breath may get longer and slower, or it may not. I love my body. My body loves me. This is a sankalpa or a mantra that you can use during your practice or after your practice, just to slow down and honor yourself. Take 2 more breaths. And then we're going to continue with vagus nerve reset. You can bring your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers or stack your hands. You may want to, well, that's a good place to start. Just not moving anything. Your eyes can be open or closed. And shift your eyeballs to the right. And wait for a sigh, swallow, yawn, or gulp. Come back to center. Shift your eyeballs to the left. Wait for a sigh, swallow, yawn, or gulp. Come back to center. Do this 2 more times, 2 more sets, right, left, without my cueing. And when you're finished, roll onto your side. We're going to do a side-lying breathing practice. You may want to put a brick under your head or a blanket. And just lying on your sides, your knees can be bent, slightly bent, or bent a lot. Just you want to be comfortable. And then find a breathing practice of your choice to do side lying. You can focus on your abdominal breath. You can focus on the rib cage. You could extend your exhale. You could do Viloma breathing. Side lying. It's just going to change it up a bit. Two more breaths on this side. And then flip around to the other side. And continue with your breathing practice, your side lying breathing practice. Two more breaths. And then go ahead and find your way onto your back, supine, for a hypopressive practice. We're going to do the basic hypopressive. Your knees are bent. Your heels are on the floor. Your toes are up toward the ceiling. Bring your arms in front of your chest as if you're going to hug a tree, but flip your hands and then press the palms of the hands toward the ceiling. Press the scapula towards the floor. You should feel an activation in the shoulders. And then from here, 3 breaths, and then holding the breath out for 15 counts, or as long as you can. So 3 breaths, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale all the way out. Hold your breath out. No breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And now go ahead and inhale and exhale. And bring your arms back beside you and extend your legs. Cross your right ankle over your left. Bring your arms up in the same position you had before. Stack your hands with the left hand on top. And bring your arms overhead. From here, 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. All the way out. No breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's it. Inhale and exhale. Switch legs, left ankle over right, arms up over your chest, stacking your hands, left hand on top. Bring your arms overhead. Oh no, right hand on top, sorry. And bring your arms overhead. It's the opposite. Whatever ankle's on top is the opposite hand is on top. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath. Inhale. Exhale all the way out. No breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stay as long as you can. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And inhale and exhale. And you're done with hypopressives. Let's go ahead and do head ramping. So bend your knees. Bring your hands behind you, or you can put a set of therapy balls behind your head. So either resting on therapy balls or resting on your hands. Pressing, so pressing the back of the skull into the floor. The head, the occipital ridge slides away from the shoulders. The chin drops. And then you stay there for a couple breaths and then release. While you're here, you could put your tongue at the seam between your teeth and the top roof of your mouth, which will actually start to strengthen the chin, the muscles under the chin. So go ahead and do that if you want, and then press the skull back into the floor or the mat. Hold, breathe. And then come on back, release it, and do it 2 more times. Pressing the occipital ridge into the floor. The skull slides away from the shoulders, chin drops. Hold your, just take a couple breaths. Don't hold your breath. And release them 1 more time. Pressing the back of the skull backward toward the floor. And taking some breaths. And finish up and come up to a floor seated position. Oh, no, wait, don't do that. I have you have a supine shoulder movement first. So go ahead and lie back down. Sorry. We'll come up and after these two stretches. So find your way back to supine. Bend your right elbow and place it underneath your body at your buttocks or higher. I move as high up as is comfortable. And then drop your bent knees toward the right. And then hold for about 10 seconds. I'm not going to time it. 10 seconds is not very long. Kathy's timing. And then go ahead and switch sides. So release your right hand, bend your elbow on your left, put your hand underneath your buttocks or as high up as it can go, and then drop your knees, your bent knees to the right, to the left, sorry. And switch. So we're going to do 4 more sets of this, starting with we're also alternating. Remember, bend one elbow, put your arm underneath, drop the knees on the same side. Stay for about 10 seconds. Please breathe. And the modification for this is just to bring your arms farther down your butt, down towards the butt. So this is number 2. We're finishing number 2. Okay. Number 3, starting number 3, right elbow, right knees. This move is designed to increase your range of motion in your shoulder. So if you're not feeling it in the shoulder, if it's not challenging your shoulder range of motion, then bring your arm up farther up your back. Is this number 4? 5? 4. I think this is the last one. One of the reasons I like doing this supine is that you know that you can exercise your shoulders without standing or being seated. Okay, now the next one, we're going to still stay in the same position. Take your right hand and touch your left shoulder. And then use your left hand to pull the right elbow across your body. This is another right shoulder, in this case, on this side, right shoulder stretch. I think I like, I wished I had been timing, so I'm going to time this time. Just pulling, tugging. You should feel this in the shoulder. Yep. Switch sides. So left Left hand on right shoulder, pull. Use your right hand to pull the elbow across the body, across your chest. And breathe. We're going to do this 4 more times, alternating. So now you're on the right shoulder. Keep breathing. We're here for 15 seconds. And come on back and switch sides. Left shoulder. Left elbow, right hand pulling left elbow across your body. Gentle opening up, creating space in the shoulder girdle. Other side, I think this is number 3. You think it's something else, Kathy? You think it's 4? Okay, let's call this 4. Kathy's probably right.
I wasn't keeping track.
You weren't keeping track, then maybe I'm right. But let's do Kathy's. Other side. Left shoulder, left elbow. Okay, one more time. Right elbow, right shoulder. Just pulling it across. Last one, last side, left elbow, left shoulder, pulling it across with your right hand. Okay, let's come up to a floor seated position. Find a comfortable floor seated position. Maybe you'll be sitting on a blanket or a block, although I think the little yoga blocks are not very good. I'll show you the one that I would sit on if you have it, and maybe you should get it. Hold on. This one is a bigger, it's not, it's regular, it's about an inch or 2, maybe 3 inches wide, but it's like a page, an 8.5 by 11 page. So it's easier to sit on, basically. It has other benefits too. But anyways, so seated on the floor or something. And we're going to start with just good posture, just reminding you about good posture. So from a seated position, this floor seated position, feel the spine straighten or stack. There are natural curves, but it's stacking so that your shoulders are directly above your hips. And then open your chest and squeeze your shoulder blades a little bit together. And then finally, pull in the abdomen. So engage the abs. So you want to try to find some sort of a balance between opening the chest. If you open the chest too wide, actually the stomach's going to come forward. So it has to be something in between too much and too little, right? So finding that's good posture. And now let's do a shrug from every time you're standing or seated, trying to find and move from and in good posture like this. So just shrugging the shoulders to release the upper traps. Shrug as high as you can. Hold for a little bit and then release very quickly. And let's do this 5 more times. Just shrug and release. And shrug and release. 2 more.
3 more.
3 more. Okay, I believe. 2 more now. And last one. And release. And now we're going to do something for the mid-lower traps. You're going to take your right hand behind you. This first part is optional. If it's hard to get your hand to touch, I want you to touch with your thumb or your forefinger the bottom of your right scapula. If this is hard, you can do this without touching it. Okay, I'm on my broken arm side, not really getting there. I might try to touch it with my left finger. All I want you to do after you've touched it or without touching it, if that's hard for you, is just to depress the scapula down towards the floor, and then a little bit to the as if you were moving it towards the other hip pocket. So finding that movement, it's a depression and then depressing a little towards the other opposite hip pocket. And I want you to release it, rest. This is actually hard work. And then do it again. And we're going to hold for about 10 seconds. So do it again, hold for 10 seconds. Remember, you're pressing down, pressing the scapula down, and then over a little bit.
Can you remind us which scapula we're pressing down?
The right one.
Which scapula?
Pressing down the right. I will try to remind you. Yes.
Sorry, right. I just couldn't remember.
Right. Right. That was, what number was that, Kathy? 2 or 3? 2. Okay, now number 3. So, but be sure you release in between, because this is harder work than you think. Or maybe you're already noticing what hard work it is. It's so deliberate, and it so helps the mid traps, which are hard to get at, actually. So go ahead and do it again. You're compressing or depressing, the right scapula towards the floor, and then a little bit towards the opposite hip pocket. So you're just giving it sort of an extra squeeze on an angle. Whoops, I forgot to time. So you're getting a little more, a few more seconds here, unless you had to get stopped. And then go ahead and stop. What number is this, Kathy?
4. This is the last one.
This is the last one? Okay. Okay, press. So this is depress. And then take it on a little angle towards the opposite hip pocket. So we're still on the right scapula. And then stop and switch sides. Maybe wiggle a little bit on the way to the other side. Now see if you can touch the bottom of the triangle. Your scapula is a triangle. You may or may not be able to. If you can't, you can just drop your hand. You don't have to leave it up there. Press down with your left scapula. Your left scapula is pressing towards the floor, and then it's pressing a little bit inward towards the opposite hip pocket. That was number one. Release, start again. Number two. Press, depress the scapula. And remember the angle. Once you depress it, then angle a little bit towards the other hip pocket. You'll feel this. You'll feel that a little extra contraction. Release. I think that was 3. And then this is the last one, number 4. Press. And then angle. And then stop. Now we're going to do a shoulder roll, shoulder back rub with a shoulder strap. So grab your strap. Let me get my strap. Put your strap on your right shoulder. Bring the right arm behind your back. Is that right, to grab the lower strap? No, I think,
Right arm is up, left arm is back.
let's see, right strap is on the right. Your right arm is up and your left arm is back. I
Yeah.
always get this confused and I have it written down. But I think sometimes we do it one way and sometimes we do it the other. So maybe it's not as important. If it's that confused, maybe it's not as important which is up and which is down. What we're trying to find is you're going to pull on the strap. And this is another range of motion for shoulders. Pull on the strap. It goes up, it goes down. It goes up, it goes down. If you can't make it move, it's okay, just pull, just create tension on the strap. But if you can make it move up and down, better. I'm going to try. Yeah, I think
if you do it with opposite arm, you feel more tension on it.
which opposite, Parvin?
Yeah, hold your left in the front and your right in the back.
Oh, really? Okay.
So that's why I said, I
Now
think,
go up and down.
This way?
yeah. So try it both ways, you guys. I think we can do, because we always have this conversation about this one. But
Yeah.
I think it's find what feels like it's working for you. And
Yeah,
Marvin's saying this one, that one is easier for her. She has her but your strap is on the left too, Parvin.
no.
No, your
Strap
strap is,
is right.
your strap is on the right and your left arm is on the front of the strap.
Yes.
So find the best one. Find which one, try both and see which works best for you. Stay in good posture.
They feel like I'm doing something.
Yeah, I agree with, I agree that we need to find the best one, but I think it might feel differently for each person. I think it's a personal preference.
That's true.
That's what I'm thinking. The idea isn't really to rub your back. The idea is to be moving your arms, and especially the bottom arm. It's increasing the range of motion on the bottom arm. Go ahead and switch sides, everybody, and find your preferred side in terms of strap on arm, which arm is on the bottom and which arm is on the top is a personal preference. Your strap, though, is on your left shoulder now. And just up and down. As if you were rubbing your back. My own experience is that each one of them is interesting and a little different, but not much. I think when my left arm is high, when the strap is on the left, I have a little bit more movement available to me. Just up and down, as if you're really scrubbing. And then go ahead and stop that. And let's see what else we're going to do next. Okay, from there, cervical side bend. So we're going to be releasing the muscles along the side of the neck. So switch your legs if you haven't already. And then just drop your right ear to your right shoulder. We're going to stay here, and halfway through, we'll drop the chin. But I'll tell you when that is. Go ahead and drop your chin. Find another stretch. Cervical side bend. And slowly bring your chin up first, and then your entire cervical spine up, your head up. Other side, left ear to left shoulder. If you can't sit on the floor, sit in a chair, you guys. Go ahead and drop your chin. Chin up and then head up. Let's do an SCM massage, which the SCM is the sternocleidomastoid. It's a muscle along there's one on the right side of your neck and one on the left. In order to grab the one on the right, you're going to look to the left. It makes it a little easier to start. And then grab it. Let's grab it at the bottom. And then you can bring your head back a little. And from here, you grabbed it, and you're going to keep grabbing and pulling all the way up, all the way to near the ear. And you can go up and down a little bit. You're actually working on the scalene muscles, the scalenes too, which are some little muscles behind the SCM, or the sternocleidomastoid. This gets very tight. And this is a great way to massage it. Just up and down and tugging and pulling. And then go ahead and switch to the other side. To the left, look to the right, grab the SCM at the bottom and start pulling and tugging. If you You're not grabbing a nerve. There's a nerve back there. Try not to grab that. It'll tell you, actually, if you grabbed it, and you just try again without it. All the way up, as high as you can go. Pull, pull, and pull. And finish up. We're going to do Saran wrap, which is a pulling on the muscles in the front of the throat and the neck. So you're going to put your hands, both of them, at the top of your neck. Don't choke yourself. You're putting one hand and then the other. And then slide the hands down the throat as if, let's see, no, let's look up first. Look up as if you were, so look up and grimace as if you were Marlon Brando. And now slide down. Slide the hands down the throat. Slowly. And then switch the hands so the other one is on top. Starting, I think actually we're going to slide first this time and then a grimace. Slide down, don't choke yourself. It's light at the throat. And now grimace, look up and grimace. And keep sliding and finish up. You can turn right to left, see how it feels. And then come up to standing for, we're going to do a shoulder clock at the wall. So for shoulder clock at the wall, you're going to be standing and with your right, starting with your right shoulder facing the wall.
Oh, okay.
And your right hand is out in front of you on the wall, palm facing parallel to the floor, palm facing the wall. Shoulder clock. And then just take your arm, crawl your arm up the wall. You're going to crawl it all the way up like a clock, like this is a shoulder circle with the wall helping you get bigger. You increase your range of motion in your shoulder, and then take it all the way back behind you to at least to parallel. So, and then go ahead and bring it back up. So up, 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 up toward the ceiling. And then down in front of you where you started, parallel arm. Switch sides, shoulder clock. The arm is parallel, palm facing. So just use spider fingers to crawl up. Try not to try not to twist your torso. This is just a shoulder circle on the wall. Your wall is going to help you with a bigger stretch, basically. All the way back behind you. When you come to parallel, then just start crawling back up. Shoulder clock at the wall. Now, last time we did this, Kathy actually took us all the way around. down to the bottom. I thought that was an interesting idea, but I didn't cue it today. But I thought it would work. It might work. All right, let's do back bend at the wall. Back bend at the wall, arms up and over. So you're finding now if this is hard for you, you could do this seated on a chair. You could put your hands behind you, hold on to the bottom of the chair, the base of the seat of the chair or the back spine of the chair, and lift your chest out of that. This is just a standing position where you're using your hands up overhead to open your chest. And I forgot to start the timer, so you're going to get probably about 50 seconds on this pose, but it's a great one for posture, for opening up the upper back. Worth 50 seconds. And come on, slowly come out of that. And we're going to do a spine twist at the wall. So right shoulder at the wall. And then right leg forward, left leg backward. Hips facing forward. Bend your elbows and rotate your torso, your thoracic spine to the right. Big spine twist, letting the hands help you with your structure and increase your rotation. Stay here and breathe and enjoy this. If it's hard for you to stand up, you could do this seated. You'd have to place your chair so that you could be seated. And looking forward. Unravel yourself, go to the other side. Left shoulder on the wall, left foot forward, right foot behind you. Bend your elbows, rotate the spine. Let your arms create stability and structure for the pose. This is a bone building pose. Building new bone density. Which is why we're going to stay here. We stay here for 40 seconds. The bone building doesn't start until after 10 seconds of loaded, strategically loaded bones. Come on back, slowly, come on back. And find your way onto the floor. Come into a child's pose if you can. You may need a prop for this or one or more props. Just starting on your hands and knees and then dropping your arms to the floor. And then we're going to do another shoulder. We're going to do a thread the needle here. So take your right arm and thread it under your left armpit. And we're going to be here for about 30 seconds. You should feel this in your right shoulder. This is a thread the needle from a child's pose. Switch sides, thread the left arm under the right armpit. And then come onto your belly, prone for the prone back extension. You may need to put a towel underneath your pubic bone. I do. And then with your hands beside you, palms up, take an inhale to prepare, and then an exhale to lift your chest, your arms, and your head. And stay here and breathe. And if you want to, or come down if you need to. Or you can pull yourself up a little higher if you can, if you dare. This is great for strengthening the back extensors along the spine, the thoracic spine. And then come on down, inhale and exhale. We're going to do it again, but this time we're going to add airplane. Take an inhale and an exhale, up you go. Inhale again, and then exhale, the arms come out in an airplane. And you're going to stay here and breathe and stay as long as you can. We're going to time for 30 seconds. And if you'd like to, you can come out of it if you need to. Or if you want to, you can lift up a little higher. See how that is. And take an inhale and then take an exhale and come on down. Bring your arms out into a T. Keep your arms, your armpits, your chest on the floor. Look to the right, lift your right leg and bring it over the left and see if you can adjust make a chiropractic adjustment in your upper back. That may not happen unless you've done this a number of times. If you're already loosened the thoracic. We hold a lot of tension and tightness here. This is a great pose to undo that. Come on back. Switch sides, look to the left. Lift your left leg and bring it back over and across your right leg. Keep everything, keep your shoulders, armpits, chest on the floor. I get an immediate thoracic vertebral adjustment when I do this. It feels quite lovely. But that comes with repetition of this particular practice, which you could do before you got out of bed in the morning. Go ahead and come on back, everybody. That's the end of the practice. We're going to go to a Yoga Nidra meditation to close the class. So go ahead and find your way onto your back, comfortable, warm, safe. You might want to, you're going to bend your knees or you can extend your legs. It doesn't bother your lower back. Or you may want to put your bent knees up on a chair. Start paying attention to your breath, breathing in and out. Observing your abdomen as it rises and falls with the gentle flow of your breath. And now bring your awareness and your attention to the center of your eyebrows, center of your throat, right shoulder, elbow, wrist, right thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, right wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, left shoulder, left elbow, wrist, left thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, left wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your heart, spiritual heart center, right side of your chest, heart center, navel center, center of your pelvis, right hip, knee, ankle, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, left hip, knee, ankle, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, navel center, heart center, center of your throat, center of your eyebrows. This completes the 61-point Yoga Nidra guided meditation. Go ahead and extend your legs if they're not already extended, and stretch your body. Bring your arms overhead, stretch your body in two different directions, trying to increase the space for a minute between your pelvis and your rib cage. Wiggle and stretch right and left. Stretch, and then go ahead and start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And circle your ankles and your wrists in one direction and then the other. Hug your right knee to your chest. And then hug your left knee to your chest. Hug both knees into your chest. Rock from side to side. Releasing tension in your lower back. Opening your hips. And then whenever you're ready, roll all the way to one side, using your bottom arm as a pillow. And use your top arm, palm pressed into the floor, to bring yourself up without rounding your back into a seated position. Unmute yourself for namaste, for closing class. And I'm going to put my view on gallery, immersive. I wonder what that means. There's a new option for view immersive. I have no idea. Well, let me practice. Hold on just a sec. We'll gather everyone in the same scene. Okay, I'm going to start and see what. Oh, that's a trip. You guys have to try this at some point. Okay. I think I'll do. I'm gonna switch to gallery. Yeah, that's a hoot. Okay, it's like little picture frames. Everyone's in little picture frames. Okay, let's start by putting your hands together, pressing your palms together very strongly. See if you can find some of the shoulder work we did today. The deltoid, the top of the shoulder, and the back of the scapula. Remember that? Press, press, press. And then go ahead and release and make your prayer pose softer. And lift your occipital ridge away from the shoulders so that you can nod forward, bow and nod. Bow and nod. The spine stays, cervical spine stays straight. The skull rolls over the top of the cervical spine. All the way down, bowing to each other, honoring each other, knowing that we all, each of us is a light. We're recognizing that. And knowing that we're all one light. And then closing the class by saying to each other, Namaste.
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 Thank you, everybody.